So right now I am standing in front of the brand new Old Town Newhall Library at the corner of Main Street and Lyons Avenue in Old Town Newhall. Just moments ago we had the grand opening celebration, which featured Mayor Frank Ferry and members of the Santa Clarita City Council. The build-up to the opening of the library included a street fair with over 20 vendors and an opening ceremony that featured a special invocation from local clergymen, the Star-Spangled Banner sung by local performers, the Four Hearts, and comments by Mayor Frank Ferry and head librarian Ed Ketchikowski. Local students who entered a poetry contest related to the library were also recognized leading up to the ribbon cutting. After the ribbon cutting, we caught up with Mayor Frank Ferry, who talked about some of the features of the new library.
Today we opened it up. Some of the things as an educator, I'm a principal, I'm just amazed by the fact that you can go check out laptops with the library card. The fact they have these conference rooms for study groups, the kids' reading rooms, the fireplace for people to read by. The views, breathtaking views of downtown Newhall, of residential areas, of all the mountains looking over the valley. I mean, this architecture from LPA is amazing, and it just is a great day for the city of Santa Clarita.
There's been hundreds of hours of meetings, and there's been plans, and there's been phases of construction. To have all that finally over with and to open it up and to see the look of people's faces when they come in here, what does that mean to you?
You know, I think overall, literally, I think we have a couple thousand kids here today, and their eyes are just huge and wide. For them, I remember being a kid and having my library card. I mentioned my mom would take us every week, and it was the biggest problem we had is you can only check out 10 books. So these kids right now, they're going through that children's library, and they're dreaming. I mean, when you pick up a book and you're taking off on a magic carpet ride in some Egyptian town, I mean, there's so many options in a library of dreaming and of creativity that the kids here, they're so excited. The adults are equally excited. I see them up there looking at the DVD collections, the magazines. Your libraries in a community are your source of knowledge. And so for people to come here and be able to add to their knowledge base is a great thing for the city of Santa Clarita. 2 years ago, we made a decision to take over the library system here in Santa Clarita. Not because the library system was a problem before, it's just through this recession and through our economy, that was one of the first things that was getting cut. The hours each day were shortening. They were starting to take days away that were closing, and that just isn't acceptable for a community where we have some of the highest test scores in the state for our kids and our schools. So we made a commitment to take the libraries, and one of our first commitments was to build this Old Town Newhall Library for the price, I think it was $26 million, 30,000 square feet, state-of-the-art. But the reason why it's so amazing is no one in the state of California is doing this. The city of Santa Clarita right now, we're in the black. We have a 15% reserve. We're probably the only city in the nation that got a AAA bond rating. So for us to be able to do this just shows the fiscal management of the city, the city council members and the staff.
Later on, head librarian Ed Ketchikowski shared his thoughts on the new library as well.
Well, today's a great day. We opened on time. It was September 29th. We picked a date 3 months ago, and everything came together. So it's great. It's great to see all the people here. We're real curious to see what the gate counts are going to be at the end of the day because there's been a lot of interest in this building.
And I know you've had a lot of people coming up to the library, in this last week, wishing for it to be open. What's been the reaction that you've seen so far of the people that are here?
Well, I haven't heard any negative comments. They're all excited. A lot of people want to get their library cards. They want to check out books. They really want to be part of this. I think at the end of the day, the staff will have a real good feeling. I think the staff's very proud of the work they put into this building. The city should be extremely proud. This is a beautiful building. Form and function marry together really well here.
The Santa Clarita Public Library consists of 3 branches. What does this branch in particular mean? This is the largest branch. It obviously means something to Newhall, but do you see this as somewhere where people across the valley come to?
That's a good question, and I think, I'm somewhat new to Santa Clarita, and I've heard mixed opinions about that. Will this be a neighborhood library, or will it be a destination place? I think it'll be a combination of both. I think it'll be amazing this year. I think there'll be so many people in this given community who've never had a library card who will get a library card and come to the library and find out all the great resources we have. But I think people from South Valencia will come in other parts as well in terms of maybe across the freeway because it's got a lot of technology, a lot of books, and a lot of space. So
it also has some really neat architectural features. The children's reading room has a very big precipice that they can look up on. There's a lot of local history. Can you talk about that?
Well, I think that's a reflection of what the City Council wanted in terms of this building to reflect the roots of the community, and it is historic. You know, a lot of sepia photographs throughout. The Beals cut rendition in the children's room, the tall ceilings upstairs in terms of like an old packing house, the windows on the outside, the old type windows that look like crosses. It's really got a lot of very nice features, and you know it's Wi-Fi, which means people can sit outside in the shade and get on their laptops. So it's got a lot of nice features to it.
And opening the doors was certainly the first step. But what can people expect from this library in the coming years in terms of programming, in terms of programs, in terms of events that are going to happen here?
Well, we have a programming schedule for the fall. We'll be as responsive to the community as we can. You know, we purchased a number of new books. We'll continue to purchase new books. We'll continue to add technology. We'll continue to work with the city on programs. And so we really think this is a great spot to do a lot of programming with. You know, we just this past year started a number of bilingual programs here. We want to continue with that. And so we're just getting started. I think that next September 29th, we'll look back in a year and look at really all the progress we'll have made over a year.
So that's it from the corner of Lyons and Main Street, where the Old Town Newhall Library is officially open to the public. For hours of operation and services provided, go to SantaClaritaPublicLibrary.com.